Say the line, Bart!
I came.
Yay!
Hello and welcome. You have summoned me and I came to this episode of the tutorial series, and that person is really, these people are really close. It seems almost unfair. Hey fam. Oh, you're Claire, that's so cool. I love Claire. Not as much as Jill though, which is kind of funny when you think about it, that Jill's the that Jill is the special cosmetic, and yet yeah. So let's go over into the power. So there will be a box that spawns, and if people don't find it and get it, which they can see the ore of it, then people will be punished. And some of these hooks are white. Why are they white? That is because of the Scourge hook mechanic that was introduced with what are you doing? Unironically, what are you doing? Well, is someone here, or are you just being annoying to be annoying? I don't get it. Yeah, someone's coming. So it does add a really fun dynamic to the game. And, oh my god, Cody, you're camping again. Oh my god, kill yourself. Can't believe you're doing something that killers do. What I'm confused now. Yeah, come on. We're playing the game. We're doing the feud. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
Don't do that.
Got him. See, that game is one of my favorite things about playing Killer, is just the, like, struggle of when do I do it. And the way I find it happening is most of the time they'll stand around and, like, tap it maybe 3 times, and then they'll go for a bigger one. So as soon as they stop the other one, you can go back safely. So this is the advantageous point of camping. Is now, personally, I don't care about camping these people, because now that I have hook stage 2, I can moy one of them, which means good for me. I know that this gen is the biggest gen because of deadlock. Deadlock blocks the highest gen after a gen has been completed, meaning the gen with the most amount of regression on it. So I now know that, and that means that the box is spawned. You don't have borrowed time, seriously? Meta perk.
I have such sights to show you.
Love his Moy, so freaking good. And we don't really need to worry about much now. So that gen, okay, so now that we know that no gen actually has any progression on it unless it's a gen that they have just started doing. Because Deadlock blocked that gen, and that gen actually had no progress on it, so that's really good information. Second perk is Hex Plaything, one of my favorite perks. It makes it so whenever you hook a survivor, they get their own totem that only they can break for like 9 seconds. And it also makes it so then they're oblivious, basically. Oh, poor young person. So I'm gonna bait, come around here, there they are. Okay. I don't know why, you literally was just... This is what I mean, people don't play the game in a way that actually helps them. They self-sabotage. Because they do things like this where they all work together really closely and they make sure that basically as soon as one person is found, everyone is found. And that's not how you want to play the game at all. You want to make sure that you're spread out, that you're all doing different, like, you know, not all doing different things, but like, you know, everyone sitting on gens isn't actually good. Unless you have Prove Thyself, and then even still, maximum like 2 people. Which is why I really don't understand the idea of people really like, okay, so I'm gonna sit next to this gen, and get 2 other people with me on this gen, and then yeah, I'm just gonna win the game. The final perk is Scourge Hook. which makes it so whenever someone gets unhooked, for the first time I believe, unhooked from one of these scourge hooks, it makes it so then when they're unhooked they have a 7% regression to gen and healing speeds, I believe. Just making it that it's slower for them. Now, there's only one person left on the map, there were 4 gens left, so camping this person is basically all I can do. One of the gens is here, and it was the gen that all 3 of them were working on, meaning that right now, yeah, I'll take the bait. So when someone does a box, you can teleport to them. Where do they go? Are they just in? Okay. Yeah, it was definitely bait. Uh-oh. If you're gonna run right into me, I mean, like, shame. Have DS? I mean, none of these people are carrying meta perks. Like, what am I meant? Like, this one had a sprint burst, so I know that they couldn't have dead hard. But, like, this is what I mean, right? Like, no one has had borrowed time. When I play Survivor, at least, I make damn sure to have borrowed time, because borrowed time is a very big necessity in this game because of people like me. I don't run DS because I don't normally get tunneled. Probably because killers are too scared because they think that I'm just going to tell them to kill themselves anytime that, you know, I dare get hit. But I would honestly just be like, cool man, you're playing optimally, cool, cool. Because that's all that this is optimal play. There is a gen in front of me that's still regressing, there's a survivor that's about to die right in front of me. I have 2 things right in front of me that tell me that I win. And as I've said before, none of these other gens are really being worked on, and if they are, they're only at like 30% or below. So they're not at any odds to actually stop me. This person's gonna die, and then the hatch is gonna open, and then either the Claudette gets out through hatch, or I get the hatch first, and then we just see how that goes. And this is the current meta of the game. Honestly, I feel like this strategy is the current meta, because it always has been, since, you know, Alpha. But no one's been doing it because, oh, survivors keep telling me that I should die. But there's a point to where people bully you so much that the words don't hurt you anymore. I don't have an ego. I don't, like, yeah, I make YouTube, but that's not for egotistical reasons. That's for me to be like, yeah, this is how you play this killer. Or, oh, we found it. Because we found it, it means that we start a chain hunt and we get to know where everyone is. That's very cool. I've actually never had that happen before, so I'm actually very happy that I was able to have it done in this episode. So a new box has spawned, but we just need to find the hatch. That's all we are worrying about. I think it's downstairs. Yeah, they found it. Yeah, so that was game 1. Look at his goddamn robes. Yeah, that was game 1, so let's get into game 2. Hello, and welcome to the second game. I did just do another game where I got absolutely destroyed, and I might even use it, so this might not even be the second game. But just in case, welcome. So, deadlock when a generator is completed. The next highest generator, meaning the most progression on the next generator, is blocked for 20, 25, 30 seconds. Hex plaything is more complicated. But pretty much when you hook someone, they get a totem, only the first time you hook them though. And then with that, they get oblivious until they break the totem, and only they can break it for 90 seconds. We have a nice Jill here. And the final one is when they're put on a scourge hook, which are the white hooks. When they're unhooked, as long as they don't go into the injured state, they keep a 7% debuff to healing and generator speeds. And of course they give the survivors the infinite loot version. Okay, there was the chest open, so I thought that maybe someone came in here and then quickly like was like, oh shit, and then like left. But that was not the case. I'm gonna go this way around. However, it looked like no one did that. Okay. So the chain hunt is about to begin, meaning that we're going to be in a better position. But yeah, so in the first game, I didn't like camp or tunnel at all, mainly because I couldn't even hit anyone because they were just too good at looping. So if I do show that, then there we go. But I think it is very important to say that, you know, camping and tunneling is a strong tactic. And yes, it does mean that some people don't have fun. But as I will always say, in the, like, you okay, Michaela? You okay, bud? If you're playing Monopoly, you know, you don't like it when someone, you know, makes you pay like 400 Monopoly money. So I wouldn't expect you to like this either. Just get that down. And then as long as this Ash seems to not be good at the game either, I can get a hit off of him and then let him go. And then they immediately unhooked the Michaela. And I'll just not tunnel at all and just hit this Feng Min. And then I guess I'll hit you, but then I'm gonna hook you later. Like, see what I mean? Like, this is like the dichotomy of survivors we go against.
I must be going now.
This is probably a bad idea. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was Michaela. Gotcha. But the main, like, this is what I mean, like, this is the dichotomy of the games I get. Is, I think that's the right word, meaning like the, like a big difference between two things is a dichotomy. I believe that that is the correct way to use that. Ah, oh, Jesus, I hate boil over so much. You have to really like move your body, and especially when there's like a bunch of nooks and crannies that nick you. It can be very irritating. Okay, so they decided to die. Okay. So now the boxes come back again, and that's what royally screwed them because they weren't working as a team and no one got it, so it allowed me to just get 3 downs. And the game is getting a little bit jumpy. But like, see what I mean? Like, I'm in these scenarios where I'm just like, ah, yes. And the other thing that's funny is I know that they don't have borrowed time. And I know that they don't have DS. So this Feng Min is as good as dead because there's literally no reason not to just get her out of the game, because why would I just let the survivors have more numbers? And that is like part of the thing is like, survivors have to die for the game for the killer to progress. And I feel like a lot of people are just like, oh, screw you, you know, you played the game and did the things. When it's really just like, yeah, I played the game, but that's just how the game works. Like, the killer has to kill, that's their objective. But I do find it very funny that I go from a really hard game where literally I got 1 hook. That was it, 1 hook. Like, unironically, just got 1 hook, that's it. They even fall for the easiest bait in the game. What MMR? Like, this is what I mean, right? Like, I lost a game, and now the MMR of the survivors I'm getting is, like, so low that they fall for, I look behind me instead of in front of me. When in the other game, like, literally, I could have looped those people for, like, a day, and I still wouldn't have gotten, like, the game. Okay. I guess I'll just start hitting all these gens. Oh, I saw them. But see what I mean? Like, yeah. I wonder if that counts as camping the hook in the game's eyes. Because the game and what people say is very different in what is known to be camping. So you can actually get some very interesting scenarios where you know, you're looping around a hook, and then sometimes they'll count that as not camping because you're actively trying to do a chase, but then sometimes you're actively trying to do a chase and then it still counts. It's weird. But yeah, there we go. That's how the power, and this is how the power works. You go here and then you can shoot it out, and then like, do that. Yeah. He's a pretty good character, but yeah, he's a bit weird in how he works. Ruthless Killer, and there's that. So I'll see you in the tier list. Hello and welcome to the end of this episode. We're talking about the Cenobite, of course, and yeah, let's just talk. So he is a paragraph killer, like Bubba, meaning he does not have a survivor, meaning we don't have to talk about that. So let's talk about his perks. He introduced the Scourge Hook mechanic, and his Scourge Hook is pretty middling. It's like an okay one. You'd use it obviously with Pain Renaissance, but personally I think Floods of Rage, the new perk by Sadako, kind of fits the niche better, just being allowed to see what everyone's doing. It also allows you to see if people are healing on the hook, and it kind of just works better. Funnily enough, I was like, oh, this perk's gonna be garbage, Floods of Rage, and then it came out and I was like, it's actually pretty decent. A lot of Sadako's perks, except for Merciless Storm, and it makes me sad every single time. But, yeah, so the Cenobite himself, that's already one dud. But let's talk about the other two, right? Hex Plaything. What an incredibly fun and interesting perk. Making it so then hexes are kind of like introduced as the game goes on in a fun and creative way. Also, if you use like something like Thrill of the Hunt, you can make it so then as, hex totems are brought up, they're harder to take out, which makes it even more annoying for survivors to actually have to deal with it. And it can also make blessing totems worse, but But yeah. So Hex Plaything, fun perk, very cool. Works on a bunch of different killers because anyone can, get a lot of good stuff out of Oblivious. Yeah. And his final perk, his first perk that you get, because we're going in backwards order for some reason, is Deadlock. A perk that I actually love, and I've been saying that I love it for ages, and it's really good for ages, like maybe better than Corrupt Intervention in some cases. Whenever a gen is completed, knowing where the next highest gen is, that you can immediately go and like pop, because it's a 30-second timer and hooking someone's a 45-second timer. So if you hook someone and then a gen goes off, you can kind of camp around for a bit, because go to camp. And then you can go over to that gen, kick it, and then boom, bunch of progress on that gen has now been lost. But yeah, Deadlock unironically is a really good stall tool and allows you to really feel like you can actually go and pressure people, which is a really good thing to have in this game. And he himself is pretty good. He has a really good map pressure tool in the box, Lament configuration. But his anti-loop is pretty jank. It can be used really well. It can be used in really cool ways, especially with his add-ons. So yeah, where do I rate him? Well, he has two pretty decent perks, so I'm going to rate him around here. He has two 4-star perks. That's like Legion has like a 3-star because it's situational Iron Maiden, 5-star for like Trickster and Huntress. And then Discordance, which is more of a punishing perk, but still really good perk. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode when we talk about the artist. I'll see you then. Goodbye.